So hi, my name is Agus. I'm a guitar player and I come from Spain, but I was born in Argentina. And basically, since I've been here, I've been trying to explore the different sides of my music, and today I bring the electronic side of my music, which would be Fever. I think Fever is the first thing is the division of my musicality in the acoustic side and the electric side. Fever would be the electric side. In the end, I think the direction is the same, like just these opposites that go to a middle, and Fever would be just going from the electronic side. It's kind of the band where I try to understand how to make music for the people that are around me, for most of the people that are around me, because I've spent a lot of time with a background in jazz and playing other styles, and I've realized that the audience is not in sync with me sometimes, like the audience I'm getting. So Fever is the way that I have of reaching more people, but with the same, ideally with the same amount of artistic integrity or something like that. And it all kind of comes down, I explain it simply with just techno. Fever is a techno band, but made of jazz musicians. And it's a pop-up band, which means that every chance that we get to play, perform, record, we adapt to the venue. I've created a lot of different repertoire. I've gone from drum and bass to hard techno to what tonight we're gonna do, which is more of an ambient set. So it's also a way for me to call different musicians and to generate a band that is not fixed and depending on a lot of rehearsals and a lot of the same people and coordinating too many schedules, because the types of musicians that I usually play with are just very busy. So this is also just a good solution to be able to, in each opportunity, manage around different people and showcase also what we have here in Amsterdam, which is pretty insane. And also, there's so many techno clubs nowadays and not that many jazz venues. So then for me, it's also a way to kind of open up new stages and open new spaces for me and other people that I know to play in. I think it's definitely the beginning, and it's a very fun beginning, I have to say, because it's also something that I've done. Yeah, it started this year, and I just went directly into this new field for me, also managing all the electronic stuff and trying to apply the concepts of jazz improvisation but to a different language like electronic music, and also focused on people dancing most of the time. So it's definitely on the first steps of it, but it's very cool because it's really easy to connect with people through performing this type of music. So then I've also already had a lot of opportunities to try very different things. So right now I'm basically just going around touching different genres and seeing what I can do with each of them and seeing where I have fun the most, or what's better, what's more possible, what's less possible, and just trying to kind of get together, solidify in the same way that I felt that I did as a guitar player, that you really explore different ideas, different sounds, different styles, and then in the end there's this kind of core that starts to get very strong, and then you can just perform a lot of things and be very comfortable. So I think it's really in this stage of like going around. Also the people that are playing with me are so fun to play with, and they're always up for trying whatever I have in mind, wearing pajamas and trying to do an ambient set. And so right now I feel super happy also, because these processes take time and I'm pretty impatient sometimes, but it's cool that I do see things coming back from all the work that I'm putting, so I'm also just motivated by it for sure. Today it's gonna be a techno ambient set, I guess, something like that. But it's definitely more on not on the dancing side, more on on the listening side and hopefully eye-opening side. And it's the reason for it is, I think, a mix of how I'm feeling lately, and the space and the people that I called this time, that I've played with them in different situations, and they're people that are, for instance, we have Sarah playing cello and singing, and I was excited already to try to mix Fever with what she does, because she has a very open way of thinking about improvisation, and a very open but very musical, and very efficient in what it is. It's very strong with her ideas, and I wanted to try that out with Aniol and Iwan, that I've been playing with them for a longer time. And then Oliver is like one of my best friends from Spain. He's like my brother, and he moved here and he does live sound design, which is insane for this project. So it's just a kind of setting up a playground for us to experiment a bit today and hopefully get some good sounds out of it. Fever is a pop-up band and I can substitute anyone, but Yuan is kind of the one that is harder to substitute sometimes. Even though I know so many amazing drummers, but there's just something with him that I feel I really don't need to think about the drums when he's playing the drums. And I try to think about every instrument and every part, because I like to also play a bit of different things. And with him it's very cool because I just know that I can just not think about it. And we studied together, same with Daniel, the bass player, we studied together, we were playing in our first year in conservatory, we were just experimenting with whatever, and then each of us went into these different things, and now we're kind of coming back through this project as well, so that's very cool. I'm not very good at simplifying these messages, but there's definitely a philosophy about it, which is there's the contrast between something natural and something artificial, and the interaction between them, with acoustic, electronic, improvisational, is that a word? Improvising, things that are composed, things that are programmed, live electronics, but also in contrasts in the way we are used to listen to music around us, or the way that we interact with each other. There's just something about doing this project that I think has the potential to communicate some of the values that I like, which are patience, honesty, and I mean, I think the music maybe speaks more for itself. I hope so. But also, playing techno, you get to build a narrative sometimes with the lights, with how you dress, with how you talk. So then it's cool to suddenly experience this kind of more theatrical part of it, maybe. A lot of repertoire development with different people. So expect different genres within electronic music and different musicians, different collaborations. There's a sextet or septet version of it that is forming along with 2 sax players also from here, and an extra drummer as well, and that's more like for a bigger club, like a hard techno dancing situation. A bunch of EPs, probably from this I will do something. And recently we won a competition, so suddenly also now I have some money to reinvest in the project. So if I manage to get the right funding and the right resources, then I guess a lot. I just hope if they watch this, if they watch the little thing that we're gonna record now, that people enjoy it and that they can check it out. They can check out the music that we put out or come experience it live. That would be the best. And also keep in mind that the people that you listen to probably do a bunch of other things, so always check more from people. Like I think this is also like a portal for the people that I play with and for myself, that hopefully I'm already getting to know people that like what I'm doing with Fever, and then they discover that most of the things I do also are not at all like that sometimes, and they're like, wow, I didn't even know this existed. So that also tells me that there's something about how we're paying attention to music or to entertainment or whatever, that maybe it's not super open, or we're not listening too much. So it's nice to dig deeper in what you already are curious about.